you doing? And how's everything going?
Going really great. I had time to rest. Just here from LA about a day and a half ago.
Okay.
So I'm still coming down off of the trip.
Yeah. So are you still on your promotional tour?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
So you have been through California. You've been through a few other places. Where are you headed next?
Next, I'll be in New Orleans for the Essence Festival from July the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you already did the South by Southwest tour, right?
Yes, yeah, I did that.
Okay, so how was that?
It was really good. I mean, people came from all over the place, and that was my first time doing it.
Mm-hmm.
People from, like, Africa and, like, just everywhere. So many different types of talent. It was very diverse, but they all showed each other love and support, and that's always fun to be around because that's really necessary when it comes to new and independent artists. You want to feel like you can come in, perform, and be accepted, and everybody gets along. So I really enjoyed that part of it. It was no drama, no fighting, just love everywhere, and supporting each other, your other artists, fellow artists. So it was great. It was really great.
Good. You started singing when you were 10, and then you just progressed from there. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Well, I think I was starting in 5th grade, and they were kind of looking for people to do things, younger kids to do things, of course, for the graduation. Mm-hmm. It was like, I was leaving, going to middle school and everything, and they wanted kids to kind of volunteer to do things, and I wanted to do a song, but that was my first time performing. Of course, I had stage fright at the age I had not been in front of an audience yet, but I pretty much auditioned for just to get the opportunity to do something in my graduation, and they heard me sing for the first time, and I ended up singing at the Yolanda Adams song with my mother at the graduation. So that's kind of where it started for me. I kind of got my first-hand experience with an audience, my fellow classmates, and just getting the feedback at that age because, kids can be really, it can be really hard.
Yes, they can.
Being very honest.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? If my peers enjoyed that, and I got a lot of great compliments, and my mom made me feel comfortable, I was like, okay, well, this is something that I'm interested in. So I kind of knew I wanted to see how far I could take that.
So when you were growing up, who was one celebrity that you really looked up to and you really just found that their voice really possibly helped you shape your sound?
When I was coming up, I listened to a selection of artists. Me personally, I was in love with different female artists for different reasons. Mm-hmm. So vocally, I would say I loved Shaka Khan, Houston, and they have similarities.
Mm-hmm.
Shaka and Whitney have similarities,
yes, they do.
vocally, but I just love the texture and just the melodic. The melodic sound that they had in the range, and that definitely inspired me growing up to kind of work on my vocals and get my skills better. And I love the way Aretha, the attitude. Aretha's got all the attitude in the world in her songs, and I've always loved those three artists.
So your song "Lois Lane," currently the number 5 song in the country on Urban AC radio charts. What inspired this? Is it a love that, that went right or went wrong, something that just pushes you or drives you to continue to make music like this? Because it seems like you have a common theme of love and relationships.
Well, what inspired Lois Lane is just the fact that I felt like it wasn't, I feel like it's a consistent thing that goes on in women's lives because we all choose and go through the dramas and the dating games and all that, and we get tired of all the rigmarole that is pretty much out there as far as the negative and allowing people in your life to get to know you and they're no good for you. So the Lois Lane and Superman concept is based off of that because of how Superman continuously saves Lois Lane over and over, whether they're together or not. He knows and feels when she's in danger. So I felt like the concept could be relatable to pretty much all women, you know, in regards to a relationship, a past relationship, because I've gone through that in past relationships. I felt that in relationships that I was currently in at the time. And you just want to have somebody, you want to be rescued, and you want to have somebody you can depend on, create that balance for you. And I think that Superman and Lois Lane's relationship kind of reflect that. So it was just a genius. I thought it was just an amazing and creative concept. So it was like, okay, great, let's do this song. This is gonna be great. Female anthem.
So, speaking of relationships, we see you in pictures with Wiz Khalifa, Tiana Taylor, Sway. So how was that being around all of these popular artists?
It's been great. They're so nice and so friendly and so accepting. I think that they've just been a little bit more cooler, I think, than they actually have to be because there's so much in their lives. But it's just been a really nice experience running across these people and being on the same show. And they're like, oh, you know, you did great, or what's your name? And they really want to get to know you as a person. And that's a lot of what I experienced over the BET weekend. And it was just nice because I just remember having conversations with her, and she's, hey, and I'm, hey. And we're laughing and we're talking, and just so many other people. It was just, everybody was so obliged to just support and talk to me and you know, learn more. And Major, a singer, he actually put me in his story, which I thought was fantastic because I had just met him. So it's just been great to be a part of the entertainment music game, the entertainment industry family, and kind of be, oh, well, you know, people looking out for you because they know you're either coming up, heard about you, or they just got to know you. So it's been great, a wonderful experience for me.
That's fantastic. So do you plan on moving to Hollywood?
I like Hollywood, but I like, you know, I gotta think about it.
No pressure.
I gotta think about that one. I mean, it's great because things are always going on. It's such a fast-paced lifestyle, and I do like being in the mix. And I feel like in Hollywood and in California, you're in the mix because so many things are happening. So for that reason, it would be great because everything happens out there. I mean, every party, every event, it's so much it's so many places you can network and you can build off of. So, yeah, for that reason, I probably would. But every now and then, I like to slow it down a little bit.
Okay.
Go back home to Memphis.
So,
yeah, I could definitely see myself getting a place there.
Okay. That's good. So you seem very focused when it comes to your music. What is your process like for sitting down and really coming to your own voice when it comes to a song? So what really comes out of you when you are singing a song?
Well, when I'm writing, what inspires me is I listen, and I try to stay. In order for me to stay creative, the process is pretty. It's like you got to get away from music. You have to take the time out to do things that find other things you love, other hobbies you love, and it's like reading, or like I might watch a movie, or I might have conversations with other people, other women, things like that. And basically what it does is it inspires. It whenever you can pull a concept or a title out of so many things in life, and you just have to be aware and pay attention to the things around you, because you may hear your mom say something. You may have a conversation with one of your friends and have a girls' night, and you're listening to the stories, and those are concepts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so crazy because that's how I'm able to kind of start the process. Because when you listen to other people, or you're watching, or you're freeing your mind, or you're going and sitting in the park and you're just relaxing and meditating, or going to read books or anything like that, it helps to inspire you to come up with titles and concepts of songs. Because you're freeing your mind, and you're not so focused in on the music thing. It kind of starts bringing the ideas, kind of start flowing a little bit more for me. So when I sit down and write, that's kind of where I am. And then I start with the concepts, and then I think about where I want to go with that, and how I can make a common emotion, which all emotions, love, hate, heartbreak, all those are common things that people go through, common emotions. And in order to make that creative, you kind of have to sit down and come up with a kind of unorthodox way of looking at it, a creative way of looking at it. And when I'm singing, which I think that's what you asked me, when I'm singing, what inspires me when I'm singing is just relating the concepts of the songs, relating the message in the song to something I'm going through. Because I write the music, or I sit down and I write with a writer who works for Made in Memphis by the name of Denarius Holmes. And he knows a lot about me because we're friends. So he's heard me talk about guys I dated. He heard me about relationships. So he's like, oh, you just gave me a title, girl. We finna write this song. And that's pretty much what influences me, because I'm always, it's personal for me. It's definitely things that have gone on in my life, or things that my mother, or things that my aunt, or a woman around me has gone through, or my friends. So relating those situations to my own personal life, or just what I want people to know, hey, well, I go through the same thing. The same things happen to me. The same things are going on in my life, or I can relate to what you're going through, because it's definitely something that I feel passionate about, and I think that is pretty much what influences me, inspires me to sing the way I do in music. That conviction and that emotion, because I mean it, and it's definitely something that I connect with on a personal level. So I think I covered both of them.
Yes, wow. Thank you. That was beautiful. So, you mentioned men. So, do you have any special man in your life right now?
Well, I'm really, right now, of course, I have people that love me. But
of course.
Right now, I'm really focused on music and just pushing my career. That's the most important thing, because as we move forward with this tour, it's just becoming more and more busy, so I have less and less of a personal life. So it's just, I try to, keep my friends or whatever, but it's not really my main focus at this point.
So yeah, how is it balancing out your personal, professional, making time for your family, your friends, make sure you have time for you especially? So how are you balancing this out?
It's a very I'm not gonna say difficult.
It's a process.
I'm gonna say every moment I can snatch that little piece of time for myself. So if I know even if I'm on the road and I'm doing shows and interviews and things like that, those days where I have a little free time, I lock myself in the room and I'm not coming out.
Okay.
Even though people try to give me I take that time and kind of, maybe listen to my music, maybe call a couple of friends and see what everybody's doing. But I definitely take those moments that I can in between time to either speak with family, speak with friends, and just, even if I can't, even if I don't want to talk to anybody, I make sure I take that time to myself so that I can decompress and I can prepare myself to go into the next step of what we have to do, whether it's something we have to do the next day or the next 2 days. But I make sure every little space I have, I'm either sleeping, I'm either meditating, or I'm fitting in calls.
Wow.
So but it's pretty much been, I've been able to balance it so far. I can't say it's going to be like that in the next couple of months, but I'm definitely able to do it right now. So hopefully everything kind of stays level. I'm going to keep myself level.
Yes, that's important. So even though you're very, very busy, do you ever plan on branching out more into acting or writing your own book or any of that?
Oh, yeah. I'd love to do something like that. As I build a household name and accomplish more goals in my music career, yeah, I know that so many other doors are going to open and so many different things are going to come, and acting definitely. My taste of acting, the little taste of acting that I got was a video. I thought I was just doing it.
It was beautiful. It's beautiful. So, can you give us a fun fact about you?
Okay. Fun fact. Fun fact is I'm very goofy. I'm making jokes with the people around me. They think I'm absolutely crazy. A lot of people don't see that side of me because I'm like, oh God, I have to go in. I have to be super cool. I have to be, but I'm very silly. I'm very much a jokester. I'm always laughing. So that's something very fun about me. I'm not one of those uptight and extra sensitive people. I'm definitely somebody of my team members like to be around. Because I think the countryside comes out more as you get to know me. So it's quite interesting. From what I heard, I'm a very interesting person to be around. I don't, but I guess I'm funny.
I believe it. And what's an everyday outfit for you?
An everyday outfit is a statement shoe, some cool, nice ripped jeans, a simple top, maybe off the shoulder or tied in the front, and some cute earrings, just something you can rock. Maybe even a little midriff top and some cute ripped.
That sounds nice.
Jeans and some cute heels, So yeah, because that's a great look for an interview. I've walked in on interviews, really cute, cool. It has that. I'm an artist, or even models do it. Artist, model, whatever look, entertainer, but then it's still chilled. You're not like so over the top, and that's good for dinner. That's good for lunch. That's good for interview. That's the poster piece. If you want to know something, simple you can do, but still has an effect. The shoes got to be on point.
Of course. Always. So switching gears a little bit, going to The Real Thing Don't Change. So that is also a very, very beautiful song, beautiful everything. Everything was just amazing, even when it comes to the music video. How is it working with Mr. David Porter, and how is that? I see the relationship is very strong. So how is that in growing relationships and branching out and just growing your brand and your label within Memphis with Mr. David Porter? Because it seems like you've expanded quickly. So how is that for you?
Having his reputation, of course, being a legend and definitely held at a high standard. It's been very easy. It's spread very fast because it has effect, and that's in New York. That's a bit of everyone who is in the older generation where the music the Shaka and
yes,
even their children. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of it's been very. It's been now. There's an upside, and then there's I'm not gonna say downside, but then there's that scary side because with that type of name representing who you are, people expect a certain level of talent and poise. So in that regard, it's been constant growing, presenting myself the right way, representing him in the best way I can, no mistakes, showing out, a lot of that. So in that regard, it's been work, but it's been very easy for me because he has so much respect for me, and he puts that out there that I'm a talent. He puts that out there that I have great potential, and I make his job a lot easier. So people are like, oh my God, if David thinks she's all that, we need to see what is she all that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been very, very easy. And he has a lot of love and respect, done great things for the community here in Memphis. So he has a lot of support. So they're always like, oh my God, who was David Porter's artist? Let's check her out because we love him. He's a great man, and I know she's talented because he wouldn't even be checking for her. So in that regard, it's been great. It has been really wonderful for me.
That's great. What is one thing that you would like to say for the young women who are really, really inspired by you and really are just in awe by all the things that you have done?
I would say stay persistent, even when things seem like they're not going in the direction you want them to go. Continue with your vision and just continue to push for the things you want, and don't look at other women's situation or what they have or what they're doing and compare your life to what they are doing, because everybody has their own path. Stick to your path. Keep your self-respect. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Believe in what you're doing, even because along the way there are going to be doors that may be slammed in your face. There's going to be people with horrible feedback. There's going to be people that have negative things to say. You have to believe in what you're doing and keep going with it and stick to it 100%. Take the feedback, take it into consideration, and move forward and learn and grow. Wow. And never stop growing, and always show other females respect and love, because I feel like when it comes to female artists or females in general, we tend to not do it as much. There's a percentage that really is just a little catty on some levels, and I feel like we could definitely grab on to the younger people or grab onto each other and say, hey girl, let me tell you how you can do this, because we all taking the same path and we all struggling from the same things, no matter the race or anything like that. We all going through the same thing as women in the industry. So that's what I would tell. Just help each other and stick to your vision and see it through.
Besides heading to New Orleans next, what can we look forward to from you? Another album, like an album soon or anything like that?
Yes, we don't have a date on it. I am working on new material that we'll be releasing very, very soon. The album later this year. Once I leave Essence, I will continue my tour, and then I'm doing some stuff for Fashion Week. But I do expect to release an album or project.
Yay!
Here.
Okay, one more question. What makes you impeccable?
I'd like to say the way I captivate the audience by connecting to them emotionally. Wow. I feel like I make my music on stage more conversational, because I've watched and studied the mannerisms and the expressions of older celebrities or older legends like Al Green and James Brown, and how they were singing within the music. They weren't trying to, I'm really trying to entertain you guys. They kind of brought everybody into their world, and I think that that's what makes me impeccable. The fact that I've been groomed and taught to kind of go for my performance in that kind of way, focusing on inviting people into the music rather than trying to entertain and be extra on stage. I'm just welcoming people, inviting people into my world, and welcome to the Porcelan Show, pretty much.
Wow.
And showing that emotion through my music and connecting with the people and making it more and relatable and conversational. So it's not so much as like I'm trying to entertain, but when people feel that you're connected to what you're singing about and you're moved by it, it moves people. So that's what I think makes me impeccable.
Wow. Everything you say, please write a book. That was just beautiful.
Oh, you got me thinking about it. Now I got to call my team. They're going to be like, oh, God.
Well, thank you so much. Wonderful speaking with you.
It was great speaking with you, too. I really enjoyed the interview.